Good evening, and welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities. Presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, four-time best-selling author, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLC. Tonight we have a special guest by the name of Brandon Holt. A little bit about him. Brandon is a nationally acclaimed author, minister, licensed chemical dependency counselor, and motivational speaker from Arlington, Texas. Coming of age in his church, Holt aspired to emulate his family's path to the pulpit. Dubbed the people's preacher, Holt answered his call to preach at the early age of 17. Wanting to diversify his personal skills and further his education, Holt attended Williams-Barber College, Southwestern Christian College, and the Institute of Chemical Dependency Studies. As a family man and tireless advocate for change, Holt serves as minister of the Connect Church of Baytown, Texas, where he preaches weekly, empowering people to discover their truth in the inspired Word of God. He is also doing critical work. Passionate about helping those struggling with substance use disorders, Holt has penned Preaching Under the Influence, a minister's struggle. This book takes a compelling look at his personal journey, his iPod disorder, loss his life lessons, and the grace of healing available to all. The book also shares many memories of his struggle for social acceptance and his fight for an identity that he could grasp as a biracial youth in racially torn America. As an influential leader in the community, Holt thrives on meeting people where they are and offers hope, insight, and solutions to tackling emotions and the strongholds that get in the way of being who God created you to be. Holt's story has been featured on CBS, The Doctor, Great Day Houston, with Deborah Duncan, and the Gospel Spotlight with Stephen Parker, to name a few. He lives by his favorite personal mantra, live to win, and hopes to land his own talk show to continue inspiring others. Welcome to the table, Brandon Holt.
Miss Ashley Little, thank you so much for having me, and so proud and thankful of all the great work that you're doing, changing lives and investing in people, and just an honor to be with you tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brandon. I am honored and humbled to have you at the table to share some of your wisdom and knowledge with my listeners. And we all know that you have an amazing bio, so please tell us more about your entrepreneur journey.
Well, when I stepped out on faith to share my testimony, I knew that I was taking a great risk. Anytime you are transparent about your truth and you own your truth and you're ready to share that with the world, you have to be ready to lose some and you have to be ready to gain many. My story, when I wrote the book and when I started to share where I came from, I realized that it's no longer about me. It's about the people. All of the people going through the struggle, all of the people who need hope out there. So that was my mission, was to try to give people hope. So today, I'm not even sure where the journey is going. I'm just riding the wave, not counting the days, but making the days count. I'm thankful, I'm blessed, and I'm not sure where God is taking me, but I'm ready to go.
I love it. And I know that you're passionate about helping those struggling with substance use disorders. So please tell us more about your passion and what you plan to do to close these gaps.
I currently work for the Texas House, which is a one-year residential men's treatment facility in Houston, Texas. It's actually for indigent men, and it's a work-based program where we don't just teach how to get sober, but we teach life skills, how to get a job, legal issues, medical issues, work ethic, and we equip the men so they can be successfully reintegrated into society. I went to the Institute of Chemical Dependency Studies in Houston, Texas, and I did a 4,000-hour clinical internship to obtain a license called an Lcdc, which means Licensed Chemical Dependency Counselor. And when I got the license, I started working in the prison system, Texas Department of Criminal Justice, which had a substance abuse wing where we actually worked with those who were incarcerated due to some type of drug or alcohol in their charge. So I worked there, and then I said to myself, I want to see what it's like on the other side. So that's when I came outside of the prison into the Texas house, and now that's what I've dedicated my life to, is trying to help people, because I've been where they've been. Never been to prison, but I did battle with addiction for 4 years, so I have a good understanding of how that experience is.
Well, I just want to commend you for reaching back and pulling forward to create a space to help close the gap, to prevent people who are going through that, who are struggling with that disorder, as well as to help people who are going through it. So I just want to commend you for doing that and creating that space.
Thank you. And, you know, right, and I also want to keep this in mind, Ashley, that anybody can fall victim to addiction, not just substance abuse, but you have sex addiction, gambling addiction, shopping addiction, and the list goes on and on. Everybody battles with something. So keeping that into perspective, my focus is trying to really target those who are battling with drugs and alcohol.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on your new book, Preaching Under the Influence. So please tell us more about your book and how we can support and purchase it.
All right. Well, it definitely is not about under the influence of the Holy Spirit. I grew up in the church, and I got my first congregation at 24 years old, got in a major car accident, ended up having a 5-hour back surgery in Riverside, California. After the surgery, got addicted to pain medication. And once I got addicted, and I was the pastor of the church, I was teaching Bible study, preaching, ministering, counseling, performing marriages, the duties of a minister. And I ended up losing everything. You know, I lost my family, lost the church, my pride, my integrity, my character, my hope, my faith was, you know, at rock bottom. And I got to a place in life where I temporarily kind of gave up on God, left the church, because my addiction was so strong. And when I ended up realizing that I had nowhere else to go, it was that day that I picked up the phone, contacted someone, shared my truth, what I was going through, and that's when the journey of healing began. And today, I say this in all humility and appreciation, that I've been sober for 11 years now. And I always share with people that, you know, you just go one day at a time. Don't try to look too far down the line. Wherever you are in life, take it one day at a time. Be in the mindful moment. And don't be afraid to pick up the phone, call someone, but make sure you're careful who you call. Don't just talk to anyone. Talk to someone who's been there, who's done that. Talk to someone who understands what the struggle is like. So the book has been it's been a great experience. You asked how to purchase the book. If you go to my website, brandonholt.org, O-R-G, you can go to PayPal, and I can ship it directly to you, and I'll autograph a copy for you. Or you can go to any of the outlets, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, Amazon, Kindle Reader, and they'll ship it straight to you. As well, if you follow the website, the different speaking engagements, I may be coming to a city near you, and usually we do on-site autograph sessions and pictures, and you're able to obtain a copy as well that way.
Amazing. So please support Brandon and his new book, Preaching Under the Influence. Let's talk more about it. I know in your book you discuss the struggle for social acceptance and your fight for identity as a biracial youth in America. So let's talk more about that.
Well, growing up, being biracial is very common today. Growing up in the 70s, it wasn't as accepted. I tell the story so much, I have to make sure it's really relevant. My mother is a white lady. My father is a black man, and they come from two different areas of life. My mother's from Sac City, Iowa, which is a small country town, and my father is from Indianapolis, Indiana. Both grew up in the church, very spiritual people, spiritual family. And so growing up biracial, it was a struggle fitting in. At a young age, I never really felt like I fit in with my white friends because of my skin complexion being, darker than them. I never really fit in with my black friends at the time because of my skin complexion being lighter complected. And, you know, we experience the names that we are called, you know, Oreo, zebra, disgrace to the race, and so forth, and several other names that I'm not going to say on air. But I was talking to a friend the other day, and she shared with me that everybody deals, you know, with social acceptance, not just those who are biracial. But actually, I got to a point where I began to question God. And I would ask him, you know, why didn't you just make me one way, either black, white, or Hispanic? You know, why did you fit me in the middle? And I really didn't understand it at that time. And that's how God works. That's how he works. Mm-hmm. When we're in a situation, we may not see the master plan that he has for your life. You may not see it till years down the line, or maybe you may never see it. Maybe it'll be revealed through your children or through your grandchildren. So at that time, I really didn't understand what he was doing with me. Experience growing up in a white Caucasian church, African-American church, visited Hispanic churches. But when I got to Southern California and became the minister of my first congregation, it was actually an integrated congregation. It was, you know, 50% Caucasian, 35% African-American, 15% Hispanic. And that's when I said, aha. I like Oprah Winfrey. She always says that aha moment. I had an aha moment. That's why I went through what I went through, so that I could develop the message to bring hope to the people in that current state in life.
Very, very powerful. So what are some strategies, Brandon, you would give to listeners who are struggling with social acceptance? Like you said, it don't just have to be because you're biracial. You know, people are struggling with it in so many different areas of life. So what are some strategies you would give to listeners who are struggling with that?
God doesn't make mistakes, Ashley. You are not a mistake. I share with people, own who you are. Own who you are. Love yourself, and tell yourself, nobody's going to promote you like you. Nobody's going to believe in you like you. And I understand we live in a society where we want validation, we want acceptance, we want approval. That was me. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be approved. Everybody wants to fit in. Everybody wants to be a part of the team. And sometimes we lower our standards, or we lower our belief system so that we can fit in with the crowd. And that's not really who you are, but you're doing that so you can be accepted. So I share with people, you know, if you have to get up every day, call it self-care. When you get up, power of positive thinking, power of positive words. When you get up, tell yourself, I am unique. I am wonderfully made. I am awesome. I am talented. I'm special. I'm brilliant. I'm smart. I'm determined. I'm purposeful. I'm worthy. I'm the man, or I'm the woman. You have to speak that into yourself and get out there. Get out of your comfort zone. We call it fear of the unknown. Sometimes we stay stuck in the known, and we get used to being in the known, that fishbowl, that we don't jump out into that unknown because we don't know what's going to happen out there. But the way you overcome social acceptance is you have to diagnose what is your issue, what's your main fear, what's your main concern, and get out there. Be around people. We live in a world today where we talk so much about how hateful people are and how negative the world is, which is true to a degree, but there's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of great people out there. Get out there, introduce yourself, get some help. Talk to a counselor, talk to a therapist, talk to a religious figure, talk to a mentor, a parent, a coach, a neighbor, a friend. Talk to them. I always share people, improve your health. You know, work out. If you're struggling with social acceptance, maybe there's something with your physiological makeup that you don't like. Go to the gym, exercise, lift weights, you know, start eating healthy. Keep a journal, write down your thoughts every day, and, you know, look at your journal. There's something that I used to teach called the blessing book. The blessing book is you get a journal and you write down 3 things that happened that day that were really just great. And they could be small things, they could be large things. And when you go to sleep at night, pull out that blessing book and look at all of the great things that happened that day. You know, congratulate yourself. Be your best advocate. Write your goals down. And so basically what I'm saying is, to overcome social acceptance, you have to start speaking positivity in your life. And you have to own who you are and be proud of who you are, because God makes everybody a unique way for his own purpose. Okay, he didn't make us we're not made for his purpose. He made us for him so that we can represent him everywhere we go.
Yes, I love it. And for our listeners that are listening, own who you are, love yourself, don't lower your
Own
standards.
It.
Yes.
Live your best life. Live your best life. Live your life. A friend of mine said the other day, living your best life without Christ. Let us know how that works for you, for those who are believers.
So what are some strategies you would give to people who are struggling with strongholds?
Well, strongholds are no respecter of a person. Everybody is dealing with an issue. People deal with, you have substance abuse. We talked about that. You have gambling. Maybe you have a psychological issue. Maybe you have a family issue, a character issue. Everybody has some kind of stronghold that, it seems like you just really can't let it go. And when you try to let it go, you may do good for a couple of days, then you relapse. You may do good for a month, and you relapse. You get comfortable. So what I share with people, number one, is to thine own self be true. You must be true to yourself. Well, how do you do that? Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to acknowledge that you have an issue. In the pre-contemplative stage of change is when you don't want to acknowledge it. You're living. You're not considering changing. It is what it is. You don't have a problem. But when you get to that place where you acknowledge, hey, I got an issue, I've got a problem, and I need to do something about that, that is the first step to change. So whoever's listening out there today, you know what your issue is. You know what your issue is. Other people may not know about it. People may know about it, but you know what the issue is. To thine own self be true. You got to acknowledge it. Listen, we're running out of time. We are running out of time. Any one of us can die at any given moment. So while you're alive, you want to make a difference in society. So you got to acknowledge, okay, I have this issue, and the next step is, what am I going to do about it? That's the preparation stage of change. Once you've acknowledged it, preparation, okay, I need to start researching some strategies on how to overcome. I need to get with some professionals, mental health professionals, religious figures, whether it's a support group, treatment centers. You got to start preparing to make this change, because if you don't make this change, this stronghold is going to be on you for the rest of your life. You're only as sick as your secrets. A lot of times, my stronghold, I covered it, Ashley, because I was a young professional, had a family, I had a church, and I had integrity, I had pride. So I covered my addiction because I didn't want to lose all of that. And the more and more I tried to cover it, the more it was revealed to people. And there's an old saying that when you think you're looking good, you're really looking bad. So my life started to fall apart, and that's what's going to happen if you don't own up to that stronghold that is overtaking you right now. And then once you made the plans, you prepared, you got your strategy together, you've got your contingency plan together, now it's time to make the change, which is what we call action phase. And then after the action phase, you have the maintenance phase, which you have overcome that stronghold. And I always share with people, you can have multiple strongholds going on at one time, but you want to tackle one stronghold, master it, eliminate it from your life, and then start working on the next one.
And I understand that it's okay to go to therapy, right? I think people think that's a bad thing, but it's a good thing. Even healthy people go to therapy. So
there's a stigma.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. There is a stigma on those who are seeking treatment. I think the world would be a much better place if we tried to stop self-diagnosing ourselves and healing ourselves. I don't believe that everybody has to go into a therapeutic environment or to counseling or therapy, but it's always good to find some form of self-care. Somebody you can talk to, an accountability partner, maybe your insurance at your job that you have will help you go and get some sessions. Everyone needs someone to talk to, someone, I don't want to use the word dump on, but you need a neutral person that you can get that stuff out of your system, that toxicity, that toxicness inside of you is going to continue like acid to eat you from the inside out. So you got to find a way to get that off of your chest and let somebody help you so you can get better and not worse. So yes, it is okay to go to therapy. And everybody doesn't need to know you're in therapy. You know,
Right.
that's your business. That's your private matter. You don't have to go out and publicize that you're in treatment. Because once you do that, now you have expectations from other people. And as soon as you start slipping up, then they're going to start coming at you saying, what's wrong with your therapy? Is it not working? So, yes, I agree with that.
So let's talk about your passion to have your own talk show in hopes to continue to inspire others. So where are we at with that?
Well, with my own talk show, my purpose in life no longer revolves around me. My goal is to win with people and to serve people. And throughout this journey, Ashley, I've been extremely blessed with so many wonderful opportunities that I've never seen before. You know, being on different TV shows, radio shows, being on your show. You know, I've been following your show. Just being here talking to you is just a great experience. And so I'm shifting now from signing autographs and going to different speaking engagements to finding a way to give back to people and highlighting other people's accomplishments, success, new authors, business owners, people who are trying to move up in whatever their purpose is. There's three types of people that you need around you at all times. You need a connection expert, a contingency expert, and a confidential expert. A connection expert is someone who's going to promote you. They believe in you. They want to promote your product. They want to market you. And their only purpose is to put you out there before the world. And I want to be someone's connection expert. I want to promote them. I want to talk about you. I want to share you all over Facebook. And I want to put you on TV and on the radio. And I really want people to know who you are. The second one is a contingency expert. Their job is to protect people. And that's what I want to do. I want to get in the role of protecting people and showing people other avenues. If plan A doesn't work, here's plan B. Plan B doesn't work, here's plan C, D, E, and F. And then the confidential expert, that's the person who's going to praise you and pray for you. And I want to be that guy where people can come on my show and they can be themselves and they can be transparent. They can let their guard down and say, this is me. This is my naked truth. Because they're going to be talking to somebody who's been there and done that, so I will understand where you are. So that's my goal. I don't have a time frame yet. I'm kind of working on some things right now. But that I would love to be able to be a talk show host one day.
I love it. I love it. And I wish you many blessings on your success and journey to doing that. And I'm sure you're going to touch many lives as you already have. And so I can't wait to see what God has in store.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yes, so I know you already built your table. You built multiple tables, but I always ask my guests this question. How did you create your seat at the table?
I didn't create it. He created it. When I realized that it was no longer about me, the doors started opening up. Growing up, I was very narcissistic. I was self-centered. I was arrogant. And now I feel like I'm confident because I'm allowing someone else to work through me. And it's about investing in people and winning with people. And I think when we remove ourselves and we make it about other people, you don't really create your seat at the table. You are automatically at the table.
I love it. I love it because it's all about the impact, right? You have to chase
about the impact. It's about the impact.
So we all have pain on our journey, right? And so that was really what helps us get to the next level. But a lot of people don't like to be uncomfortable, but it's part of the process. So what did failure teach you on your journey?
Thomas Edison said it best. I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that it won't work. I think that's the greatest quote in the world.
Yes.
We try this, we try that, and we start to get low self-esteem, we get discouraged, we get depressed, we feel like, we're just never going to make it. And if you change the way you look at things, things will change. So if I can step out of myself and say I haven't failed, I've just found multiple ways that it doesn't work, then, you start to overcome that mindset, power of positive thinking, removing stinking thinking out of your mind. Thomas Edison also said, when you've exhausted all possibilities, remember that you haven't. There's always another possibility out there for you. The master has failed. These are just some of the quotes that I've used over the years. The master has failed more times than the beginner has ever tried. So you got to keep trying. You got to get up when you fall down, get back up, keep pushing, keep strategizing on how you can become better, because every day is a new day. And for those who are listening to this broadcast who feel like you have failed and you feel like you don't know where your life is going, you feel like giving up, is this it for me? Is there any other purpose in my life? I want to challenge you tonight. Pick your head up right now as we're talking. Pick your head up, straighten your back out, get your chest out, because tomorrow is a new day. Sleep it off. Wake up tomorrow with a fresh mindset and keep pushing for your goals and your dreams. Don't see yourself as a failure. See yourself as a winner. Live to win. Don't live to fail.
I love it. Live to win and know that it's all a lesson. They're all lessons. They're all lessons.
Mm-hmm.
So, Brandon, what makes success teach you?
Success, in my opinion, is in the eyes of the beholder. You're a masterpiece when you're masterpiece. What does that mean? You are a masterpiece, and you have to see yourself as a masterpiece. You were created by the Creator, but you only become a masterpiece when you master peace, P-E-A-C-E. And when you think about success, don't wait for opportunities. If you wait for opportunities, you may be waiting the rest of your life. You got to create it. You have to go get it. You are your biggest marketer. You are your biggest fan. You are your biggest promoter. Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, said you have to work, because they asked him, what's the key to being a billionaire? He said, you have to work knowing that someone is up 24 hours a day trying to take your job. I remember Oprah Winfrey. I'll never forget it. Oprah Winfrey said she never eats a meal by herself. And what she meant by that was no matter who the person is, she's going to sit down and eat with someone, because you can always learn a lesson from someone. Bishop T.D. Jakes asked Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, how do I become successful like you? And Jerry Jones told Bishop T.D. Jakes, never be the smartest one in the room. Always surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. Surround yourself with people who can help get you to the next level, people who are committed to pouring into your life, because eventually you're going to be that person where people are going to want to surround themselves around you so that you can show them how to get to the next level. So push yourself, whoever's listening. Push yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. And in this life that we live, life is 10% of what happens, and it's 90% of how you react to it. You cannot control what's going to happen from day to day. Life does not live on our terms. We live life on life's terms. So whatever you do, master your genius. We've got so many things going on, Ashley, and we wonder why we're not, quote unquote, successful, because we got 10, 15, 20, projects that we have going on, and there's really no such thing as multitasking, because something's always getting neglected. So my challenge to the listeners is, what's that one thing you're good at that you can focus on, you can master it, and you can make that your success piece? And once you elevate with that piece, then you start working on other things. So I measure success by, investing in people. It's all about winning with people. And you have a gift. You have a gift. You have a talent. You have something so unique within inside of you. You've got to get it out of your system, because the world needs to hear your story. The world needs to hear your truth. The world needs to hear your testimony, your transparency. Somebody out there needs to hear it, because you matter to somebody. And you never know whose life you're going to save by owning your truth and sharing your story.
That is so true. Winning with people. And understanding, because I'm a big believer that your destiny is tied to your connection. So it's so important. It's just so important. So thank you for sharing that, Brandon. And what can we expect from you the rest of 2019? We're in quarter 3 right now, and I know you got some great things planned for the rest of 2019. So what can we expect from you?
That's a great question. Recently, I was approached with the possibility of turning Preaching Under the Influence into a motion picture.
Okay.
We're still kind of in the process of considering some different options, what that would look like, how we would put it together. So I'm focusing on that, as well as the talk show concept, hopefully that will kick off around January. But I would also like to share that I have completed my second book. The book is done. It's ready to go. We're still going through some final editing, and the cover is done. We're working on all of our social media platforms, trying to build the strategy so that we can, get this book into the hands of the world, because I really, really believe that this is the book that's going to help change lives. The first book, has helped lives on a certain level, but this next book is a self-help book. And, I really believe that this is the one. So be on the lookout, because the book is coming soon.
So so when is it launching? Do you have the month and date or anything, or you can't say right now?
Well, I can. We're looking at hopefully either the end of September or the beginning of October. And when it's ready to launch, we'll do a large blast all over social media, and I just pray that it's a tremendous blessing. My mentor, her name is Mickey Taylor, and she kind of took me in under her wings a long time ago when I started the project. And I'll never forget what she shared with me. She said, Brandon, never sell your book. Never have the mindset that you want to sell your book, but have the mindset that you want to serve your book. Because if you serve your book, then that means you're serving it with purpose to try to help change a life. And so that's my mindset, Ashley. Whatever, God allows me to put out there, whether it's a movie, a radio show, a book, a TV show, I want to serve people, because winning with people that's my number one goal, investing in people.
And serving is so important. I want to wish you much success on, your movie, your motion picture, your book, your new book, your talk show. So you have some great things, and I can't wait to see what all God is going to continue to do on your journey.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And
so will you please tell our listeners one more time how they can follow you on all social media platforms?
Okay. Well, the website for all the listeners is BrandonHolt.org. That's BrandonHolt.org. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Brandon Holt Sr. BrandonHoltsr. Follow me on Instagram. I try to post 2 or 3 times a day just to have interaction with the audience, the fans out there, and also will kind of keep you up to speed on where the project is going. Facebook, of course, is Holt Lcdc, HOLT LCDC. My group page is Brandon Holt, and you can follow me on all of those platforms. And I would love to hear some feedback from you, all of the listeners out there. Comment, type, and look forward to getting to know you.
So please follow Brandon on all social media platforms. He's doing some amazing work, and he's consistent. I follow you myself, and see he's doing some amazing things and has an amazing platform. So, Brandon, I would like to thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to come to the table today to share this wisdom and knowledge that you have shared. It was a very amazing and powerful interview, and I can't wait to invite you back to the table.
Ashley, thank you so much. I wish all of the success to you as you continue to pour into people's lives and invest in people. And from listening to you and following you, I know great things are in store. This is the beginning for you. This is just the foundation. You're getting ready to get shifted to the next level. And I just wish you much success, you and your team, and God bless all of you.
Thank you so much, Brandon, and I can't wait to invite you back. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you.
So I would like to give a special thanks to Tammy Collins-Marquis and John Schamberger. I would also like to give a special thanks to author Kimberly McLemore and my intern Sarah from Tennessee State University and my intern Savon from Virginia Commonwealth University. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.